What's up, 7 Elements team? Welcome to your on-demand workout with your host, me, Anthony. Today we're doing some legs and cardio work. Now, for our warm-up, the first 3 moves are going to be 45 seconds long. Everything after that is going to be 30 seconds back to back. Now, very first move that we work through is that squat to arm circle. You sit down low, stand up tall, bring your arms all the way up and around. Take a breath in as you lower down, drive through your heels, stand up, do that big arm circle. Trying to bring some fresh blood flow back to your body. Get yourself all warmed up and ready to go. This does not need to be quick. Please take your time with it. Again, we're bringing a 90-degree bend to our knees as we come down. Drive through your heels, flex your glutes, flex your abs as you stand. And then hands come all the way up and around, trying to bring your arms in a circular fashion. 3 seconds to go. Moving on. In 2, in 1, let's go ahead and switch it up. Now we're working into an inchworm. You walk your hands all the way out to a plank position. Walk your hands all the way back towards your toes. And just hang heavy for a moment. Let your head and neck hang. Look directly in between your legs. Once you're in that standing forward fold position, hang out there. Feel that stretch in your hamstrings and your glutes and your low back. And then as you get into the plank position, feel that strength being built up throughout your core. Push out through your heels, squeeze your inner thighs together. Make sure you bring a smile to your face because you're getting ready for the rest of this workout here. Just like before, can be slow, doesn't need to be quick. Take your time with it. Moving on to our last exercise that's going to be 45 seconds long in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's make that transition. Now getting into a runner's lunge, just alternating. So you'll place yourself into a plank position. Bring one foot, let's say that right side, to the outside edge of your right hand. You can shift it forward, you can shift it back, you can take some circles with it too. When you're ready, bring that foot back to center into your high plank, switch it over to the other side just like you see. 90-degree bend to leg, getting into your inner hips, inner thighs, getting into your hamstrings directly underneath your thigh, and then getting into your hip flexor of straight leg. So we get a lot of benefits here just from this active mobility work and this more dynamic stretching that we're working into. 6 seconds to go, and then we get into our 30-second round exercises. So things are going to pick up a little bit from here. Next thing that we work into is going to be that tempo squat. So this is a faster variation of that squat that we were doing earlier, sitting down, driving up, trying to get your heart rate a little bit up too. Bring your hands together as you sit down, and then of course as you drive up, go ahead and throw your arms down towards the floor like you're trying to propel yourself up towards the ceiling. Still a 90-degree bend in knees, making sure that you're maintaining and focusing on that breath throughout. In through nose, lower down, exhale, stand up tall. Moving on, getting into a reverse lunge just on the right side. That means you're stepping your left leg back behind. So we step that left leg back. I don't care how far you get back. It's more about the depth in that lunge. So we're trying to bring our knee as close to the ground as we can without actually touching it down towards the floor. Now notice too, the right leg, knees aren't getting too far ahead of ankle. That's what we want. Making sure that we're stacking joints. We're driving through the heel, flexing glute. Now moving on to that other side in just a moment here. Now we get that reverse lunge on the left leg. So we step right foot back behind him onto the ball of that foot. Again, your bottom knee is getting as close to the ground as you can get it without actually touching it to the floor. Trying to maintain a neutral spine throughout, so shoulders in line with hips, slight lean forward. Driving through the heel of left foot this time, making sure we're squeezing our glute. And we bend that back knee and we shift that weight to heel. Now we can guarantee that glute's going to fire up and turn on even more. 3, 2, 1. Let's get into a little side lunge on our right side. So that means you step that right leg directly out to the side. Your heels are in line with each other. Your chest comes over the ground. Your tush is sent right back behind you. And so we're thinking more of a hip hinge movement here, getting into that outer glute. Now you can see it from the side angle, chest over the ground, like the logo of my shirt can be seen by the floor. Look down towards the ground, protect your spine, protect your neck. And then right now, let's go ahead and shift it over to the other side. So we're getting into our side lunge on the left this time. You step out with that left foot. Bring a 90-degree bend to your leg. Again, tush goes back behind you like you have a button. You're trying to press it. And then shift that weight back towards your heel as well. Still getting that outer glute work done. Squeeze your shoulder blades back together. A lot of little things going on throughout these movements, and we talk about them so that you can incorporate a little bit more of that knowledge each time and build that strong foundation. Now moving on, team, getting into a monster kick on the right leg. You kick that right leg forward, touch opposite hand to opposite foot. So left hand to right toes. Gently place right foot back down towards the floor. Again, kicking right foot to left hand. Trying to maintain that neutral spine as we come back to center. Using those rotational muscles, your obliques to do this too. Your lower abs, your quads are turned on. Everything comes back with control. And we're switching it over to that left side right now. So now the left leg kicks out. Right hand touches left toes. Trying to kick up as high as we can. Just a gentle bend to your knee as you do this. Again, maintain that quality and control. Big kick. Slowly bring that leg back down. 10 seconds left. And then we're moving on. And notice that control as we bring that leg back to center. Not overextending ourselves. And we move on. Now we're getting into a side lunge. So adding on to that other side lunge we were doing before, we're adding that crow hop. Just a little hop, skip, and a step in between. Side lunge, pop over to that other side. So we're starting to get our heart rate up more in this move as well, just like we were doing with that tempo squat earlier. And you're more than welcome to pick up the pace on this too. It doesn't need to be super slow. If you're comfortable with it, get a little bit faster. 3, 2, 1. All right, moving onward and getting into our little baby jump squat. You're swinging your arms down towards the floor. Your feet don't need to get too high off the ground. As long as they're clearing the floor, that's all that matters here. For some reason, the jump isn't happening. Come back to that tempo squat we were doing earlier. Increase the speed of your traditional squat. Notice that I'm using my arms to help propel me. You're preloading yourself as you lower down, getting ready for that big jump. Your body's like a spring. You're coiling it up and then shooting yourself to the sky here. You got 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Now we're moving on. We're getting into our very first circuit. 3 exercises. We've got 30 seconds at each one. You've got 4 rounds to work through. A little minute break in between. Now, this is go down for 4, stand up for 1 second. That's the squat. 4 down, 1 up on your squat. So we're challenging ourselves to maintain that control throughout. And you're flexing your glutes as hard as you possibly can at the top. Slowly, slowly, slowly lower. And then drive, squeeze, flex, contract. Make sure we're breathing throughout. Last one in. And we're moving on. Now getting into a side shuffle. You start low. You stay light on the balls of your feet. Touch your hand all the way down to the floor. And rather than simply leaning, I'm going to challenge you to sit down lower. So notice, just moving side to side as quickly as I can. And you're moving side to side as quickly as you can too. Again, there's that cardio aspect of it. Challenging your heart and then also maintaining your breath throughout. So your ability to maintain your breath while you're working through these quick movements. You've got 3, 2, 1. Now we've got 10 fast feet to 10 standing knee drives. So when you get into those 10 fast feet, you're staying low, moving each one super fast. Should take you just a couple seconds to get through those 10. And then those standing knee drives, we bring opposite knee to opposite elbow, working not just our legs, but also working through our core here too. Bring that smile to your face, get yourself ready to go, because in 6 seconds, we've got a quick rest break. So moving fast, and then coming into our rest. Go ahead and breathe. You've got 60 seconds to take that breather. Now, this is your opportunity to start rolling out your shoulders, to start shaking out your legs, to start doing some ankle rolls real quick, just bringing them around to the left, bringing them around to the right, and getting them ready to go for that round 2. This is also time for you to grab some water, take a quick breather, and maybe reevaluate where you are right now. And that way we can set goals for round 2. So as we were working through it, maybe for that side shuffle, you were getting back and forth and you did 4 lengths, or you did 8 lengths, or you did 12 lengths. I'm going to challenge you here to maintain that same amount that you did, or laps if that's what you were counting, or increase by one length or one lap. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it, team. Time to get back into it. Our 4 down, 1 up slow count squat. Sit down, 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 down for 4. Drive it up for 1. Keep that going. Relax your shoulders. Focus on flexing your glutes and then engaging your quads all the way at the top. That lowering face, super important as well. That's why we're staying with it. That's why we're engaging in that slow count squat. Time under tension continues to be greater. We make that mind to muscle, that mind to body connection. Right into the next one, team. 30 seconds side shuffle. Go for it. Again, stay low, hand to the floor, chest up. You can look down to the ground or just a few feet ahead of you. Again, count up the lengths or the laps that you're doing here. Added challenge to maintain that same amount this time through, or add on one more length or one more lap. You got 8 seconds to do it. Show yourself what you got right now. 4, 3, 2, 1, and moving on. 10 fast feet, knee drives. Those knee drives are going to take you a little bit longer. Roll your shoulders up and back. Lift your chest up real tall. Get your core tight. Come back to your breathing. Super important here. Can always start to pick up your pace if you're ready. Right side, left side, right side, left side. Keep it up. 9 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take another breather. So this is our second rest. We're moving on to the third round. Get another time for you to reevaluate where you are right now. What have you been accomplishing? And how can you continue to accomplish and achieve those goals that you set for yourself? Now you've got short-term and long-term goals, right? Short-term, I want you thinking about what you're going to be doing in this class right now. Long-term, maybe there's a particular move that you'd like to get to, and we're starting to build that foundation for you right now in this moment, in this time that we have together. And again, we're making the most of our time here, so give it everything you got. Third round going in, you got to reevaluate and also get your mind right. Get that mental game back on point. Yes, I can. I'm totally capable. I'm super strong. I've got this. You got 9 seconds to go, and we're back in for round 3 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time to get there, crew. Get it started. Again, with that 4 down, 1 up, slow count squat. Maybe you hold it even longer. Maybe it's not 4 this time. Maybe you're holding for the count of 5. Maybe you're holding for the count of 6. Whatever you're doing, you are working incredibly hard, so keep it up. Already more than halfway there, and you're looking strong. You can bring that smile back to your face, get the serotonin flowing. Got 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, moving on to side shuffle in 3, in 2, in 1. Get it started right now. Stay low. Now, added challenge if you were up high in your side shuffle. Get lower. Maybe even a 90-degree bend in knees as we're doing this. Your quads are starting to burn. Your calves are feeling it. Your heart is racing and pounding, and you're maintaining your breath. If we need to slow down, you slow it down. Like I said, most important thing, maintaining your breath throughout and staying consistent throughout this. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. 10 fast feet, standing knee drives. You are a pro at this by now. 3 rounds in, show yourself something right here. What can you add on? Maybe you can get that knee a little higher. Maybe you can get a stronger rotation on these knee drives. Maybe the fast feet are even quicker. It's a blur over there, you're so fast. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, stay with it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And moving on, getting that rest. We've got one final round to get through at this circuit. That's it. 1, and then we're done. And then we can move on to that next circuit, the final circuit of the day. You know what to do. This is your time to breathe, to grab that quick sip of water, to take care of whatever you need to take care of in the next 40 seconds to get yourself physically and mentally ready for this round. And I want to make it clear that we are giving it absolutely everything that we have. We're not leaving any gas in the tank for these exercises. You're pushing yourself to your limit. Never to a point of pain, just past that point of uncomfortability that you had where you thought maybe, hey, you know what? I'm not sure. I want you to flip the script right now. Remind yourself, I got this. I can do it. And I'm going to. Not trying right now. We're doing it. We're getting after it. We're committing. You got 5 seconds, then we're back. Final round at this circuit. In 3, 2, 1, go. Stay strong with that squat. And maybe slow it down more. And maybe you actually increase the number of reps that you do. Maybe you go a little faster on this one. Maybe it's not 4, maybe it's 3, maybe it's 2 seconds that you're starting to lower down for before you drive up. 5 seconds. 4, side shuffle coming up. In 3, 2, 1. Now's the time. 30 seconds, team. Get after it. Go. Already 10 seconds in. 15 left. What are you going to do with that time that you have? It's precious. It's short. And we're getting after it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your last exercise here. That 10 fast feet to standing knee drive. I want you to imagine you're at the combine right now. Those feet are so fast again. They're a blur, absolute blur. That's how fast you're moving through them. And then those knee drives. You're getting your knees up at least in line with your hips. You're bringing that elbow all the way over and across to guarantee you get your obliques working. That core is on fire. Your quads are on fire. Your calves are feeling it. And you got that smile on your face because you're doing an incredible job. Rest. All right, squad. Now, last rest before we get started with our second circuit. You got a whole minute before we do this thing, and then we're going to talk about the rest of it. Again, head out, grab a quick sip of water, take a deep breath in, get yourself mentally ready for this next circuit that we're about to run through. And this is a time for you to maybe get into some of those active and dynamic stretches that we were working through earlier. So not just taking time to mentally prepare, but physically getting ready, making sure those muscles are just on point, totally ready to rock this thing in the next 20 seconds. Grab anything else that you need, and let's get this thing started in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, getting into that next circuit. Same thing, 3 exercises. We got 30 seconds at each, 4 rounds through. Let's start with that duck walk. Sit low in a 90-degree squat position. Notice going heel toe on the way forward. Chest lifted, core tight. If you want more, we can always talk about putting a mini band around your ankles. Don't need one for this workout, but it's an option for you if you'd like more. 10 seconds to go. Toe heel on the way back, heel toe on the way forward. Stay with it. You got 4, 3, 2, 1. Next, getting into our scissor steps, moving side to side down the turf, staying light on your feet. Notice arms moving in conjunction with legs, opposite arm, opposite leg, back and forth across the space. I want you to almost imagine you've got a ladder on the ground in front of you, and you're putting each foot inside of a square. Getting light on the feet throughout. Getting your abs working too. Got 4, 3, 2, 1. And moving on to that final exercise. We've got some drop squats. You bring your feet out wide. You put your hand to the floor and you jump your feet up to the top. Almost like you're doing a jack. So think down, out, in, up. All the weight shifts to your heels when we come down. And you shift it to the balls of your feet once you jump up to the top. Keep your chest up. From the side angle, noticing that shoulders right in line with hips. Can see that weight shifting back to heels and shifting towards toes. Go ahead and rest. Beautiful. Okay, round 1 done. Moving on to round 2. So again, staying with that duck walk. I know I talked about it before, but opportunity, if you have a mini band and you'd like to use it, put it around your ankles and you can go ahead and start that duck walk with the mini band on. Now it's going to challenge you more because you have that added resistance. You're trying to keep your feet hips width distance apart the entire time. So that's an option for you. And we want to make sure that when we do get back to that duck walk, we stay low. Again, thinking that 90-degree bend in knees. Want to make sure our muscles are turned on and working for that whole time. 30 seconds. You can do it. You can hold on to it for that long. Now we got 12 seconds left, and then we're going to get started with round 2. Show yourself something on this next round. Set a goal for yourself. Am I going to get an extra length? Am I going to get an extra step? Am I going to get an extra lap? Let's do it. Right now, get it started. Duck walk. Staying lower than you even thought possible. Just 90 degrees, no higher, no lower. Maybe an inch above complete 90. I know those quads are starting to burn, as they should be at this point. Y'all are crushing it right now. 6 seconds left. Moving on. 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're getting into those scissor steps, taking them back and forth across your space. Maybe you take 4 to 5 steps to the right and then send it back over to that left side. Again, arms moving, elbows in tight. Breath still strong, especially during some of these cardio moves. In, out with the breath. In, out with the breath. Keep that going for 7 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Moving on to that very last exercise, second round through our drop squat. Now, if the drop squat isn't happening for you, do a traditional squat. Give me that tempo squat that we did earlier. Otherwise, stay right here. You can even take your time with it if you like. Hold it on the way down. Spring up with power on the way up. 8 seconds left. Round 2 coming to a close. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your rest. Again, 1 minute, 60 seconds. Now, during your scissor steps, if that's not going to happen on the next round, step forward, step back, step forward, step back, or put both feet, walk them both up, walk both feet back. Again, walk both feet up and back at the angle so we can continue to travel down, back and forth between your right and your left side. Otherwise, stay with those scissor steps, arms moving, heart pounding, breath strong. And that's a theme I want to continue to hit upon. Again, the breath, super important. When we start to get a rhythm to our breathing and our movements, these movements and exercises do become easier because you find that comfortability in that breath and movement. Again, easier, not easy. The challenge is going to be there. That's a given. And you work through it. I know you got it. You got 3, 2, 1. Round 3 coming in, starting with that duck walk. Again, just 30 seconds of work. Know you can do it. Maintain that depth in your squat. Don't you get up. Stay there. Take that extra breath in, take that extra breath out. Looking good. About halfway there, halfway to go. And then you know what's up next. Working into that scissor step in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start the scissor step screw. Back and forth. Right, left, right, left. There it is. Again, you got to tell yourself, yes, I can. If you're starting to feel that sweat come on down, remember, not just sweat. Those are beads of accomplishment. You've worked for those. You've earned those. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get into that last exercise, our drop squat. Hit it squat. Finishing up round 3. Getting through it with a fury. Keep rocking. Keep playing. I know you got this, and you got to believe it too. Not just me that's got to tell you. You got to remind yourself of it. Keep that reaffirmation going. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done with round 3. Great work, squad. Hey, give yourselves a big round of applause right now. You got to reaffirm that you've been doing incredible, and you have. Don't forget it. Now, we've got our final round of the day, last circuit of the day. If you were thinking it to yourself, hey, you know what? I can up the ante on this one. Do it. Stop thinking about it. Get right into it. No more trying, only doing from here on out. You are committed to working and pushing through this last round. We got about 25 seconds and then we're on. So again, that duck walk, scissor steps, and finally finishing it off with just a little bit of hard work, all right? 10 seconds, then we're there. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and get started with that duck walk. Like I said, getting into duck walk, moving on to those scissor steps, finishing off with that hard work. You know it, those drop squats. Already halfway there. 15 in, 15 to go. No stopping you now. You would never stop 5 inches from that finish line during your marathon, and you are not going to stop now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's hit those scissor steps. Go for it. Just over 15 seconds in. You only got 10 left. And guess what? You've got your final exercise to rock through, that drop squat, coming up in 4, 3, 2, 1, and start. This is it. Your final 30 seconds of the day. You're giving it absolutely everything that you have. Again, no stopping this train. We only got one speed today. That's go. 20 seconds. Shift all that weight to your heels. At the bottom, toes at the top. Again, big smile to the face. We always come back to it. Making sure that you are enjoying yourself. Make it a little dance as we finish off these last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is officially time. Awesome work today. Great job, squad. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Again, I'm Anthony. Looking forward to seeing you on the next one. Make sure you drink some water. Make sure you eat good food. And make sure you get a good stretch in before we see you again. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you soon.